Hey everyone. I never imagined I'd be sharing this, but I'm at my breaking point. Maybe someone here can relate or at least help me process what the hell just happened to my life. My name's Jake. I'm 37. My wife, let's call her Amanda, and I have been married for nearly 15 years. We've got 4 kids together, 3 boys and our youngest, a little girl. Life wasn't fancy, but it was steady. I work in construction. Amanda stayed home with the kids. We built everything we had together from scratch. Here's the thing, Amanda has always been obsessed with soccer, especially with this one Major League Soccer team based in Los Angeles. She followed every game, every player, knew all their stats, watched every interview. I didn't get it, but I loved her passion and let her have her thing. Eventually, she started going to matches. At first just occasionally, then almost every home game. Sometimes with friends, sometimes solo. I stayed home with the kids. I trusted her. I had no reason not to. Then one night after a big game, she came home, different, like she was floating. I asked her how it went, and she just said, "Amazing," with this dazed smile. I chalked it up to a good match. I wish I'd looked deeper. That night, she'd seen him, the team's star forward. A global icon. A guy with millions of followers, endorsement deals, and probably his own cologne line. I had no idea at the time, but that was the beginning of the end for us. That was the night my wife's love for soccer became something else entirely. After that night, things started shifting, subtly at first. Amanda began talking about him constantly. Not just the team, but him. "Did you see that goal Mason scored? He's so smart on the field. He's different than other players. He's actually humble." Mason. That was his name. Mason Taylor. The golden boy of American soccer. He wasn't just good, he was the best. Every sports outlet praised him like he was some kind of god. I brushed it off at first. Everyone crushes on celebrities, right? But Amanda's obsession escalated. She started going to more away games, booking trips to cities where the team played. "I just need a break from the kids," she'd say. "It's the only thing that keeps me sane." I didn't argue. I wanted her to have her space. I trusted her. Like a damn fool. Then she started dressing differently, more expensive clothes, makeup every day, nails always done. When I asked about it, she rolled her eyes and said, "What? I can't look nice for once?" I started noticing her texting at odd hours, smiling at her phone. I once glanced over and saw Mason's name pop up. I froze. "Wait, you're texting him?" I asked. She laughed. "Relax, Jake. It's just fan stuff." I messaged him after the match, and he actually replied, "It's no big deal. No big deal." Something in my gut twisted, but I didn't want to sound insecure. So I said nothing. I played it cool. But from that point forward, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was deeply wrong. Then one night, I heard her on the phone, late, after midnight, whispering, laughing softly. She said his name, Mason. That was when my chest started feeling tight all the time. I wanted to believe she was just starstruck. But deep down, I already knew. This wasn't about soccer anymore. I kept quiet for weeks after I heard her whispering his name. I didn't confront her. I watched. I waited. Something inside me hoped I was wrong, that it was all in my head. But I wasn't wrong. A few Saturdays later, she told me she was going to a friend's birthday dinner. She wore a black dress I'd never seen before. Hair done, lipstick on. "Don't wait up," she said casually as she walked out the door. I waited anyway. At around 9:30 p.m., I couldn't take it anymore. Something told me to just go. I got in the car and drove. I didn't know where, just followed instinct. That's when I passed that fancy rooftop restaurant downtown. The one we could never afford but always joked about trying someday. I parked, walked up slowly, looked through the glass windows. And there she was, Amanda, my wife, sitting at a candlelit table with him. Mason Taylor, in real life, laughing, leaning in close, his hand on hers. I stood there, frozen, heart pounding like a war drum. She looked nothing like the woman I married. This version of her glowed. She wasn't a tired mom of 4 anymore. She was living someone else's dream. And it wasn't ours. She saw me. Her smile dropped. Mason turned, casually sipped his wine, then gave me this smug little nod, like he knew. I left. I couldn't breathe. I got in the car, sat there, hands on the wheel, staring into nothing. She didn't come home that night. The next morning, she walked in like nothing had happened. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just asked, "Why?" And she laughed. "I'm sick of living this boring, backwards life with you, Jake. You think fixing drywall makes you a man? Mason shows me what life really feels like. And honestly, I don't care what you think anymore. I still try to save it. I begged. For the kids. For our years together. But she was gone. Long before that night. After that night, after she told me she was done, Amanda moved into a different reality. One where I didn't exist. She didn't pack bags. She didn't sit the kids down. She just started disappearing. She'd stay out all night, then show up in the morning like it was nothing. Makeup smudged, smelling like cologne that definitely wasn't mine. I was left to play the role of both parents, feeding the kids, getting them to school, pretending everything was okay, when inside I was wrecked. I tried talking to her. Every time it ended in shouting. She'd call me pathetic, clueless, even embarrassing. She mocked our life like it was some failed charity project she got stuck in. "You don't get it," she said once, arms folded, leaning against the door like a guest. "You don't know what it's like to feel wanted. Mason makes me feel like I'm someone. Not just some barefoot housewife with 4 brats and a husband who thinks dinner at Applebee's is a night out." That one stung. I should have been angry, but I just felt hollow. I still loved her. Or maybe I loved who she used to be. But here's where it started getting weird. The press caught on. Some tabloid snapped photos of them together, Mason and Amanda, at a private beach resort in Mexico. I only found out because my cousin sent me a link with a WTF bro. Now strangers knew what I was going through. Suddenly Amanda was unreachable. She shut off her phone, deleted social media. For 2 weeks, she vanished. The kids kept asking, "Where's mommy?" And I kept saying, "She's just on a trip," like that made any of this normal. Then one day she came back, wearing designer sunglasses, a tiny white dress, 10 like she'd been living in the sun, and with her, suitcases, Louis Vuitton. "I'm staying here," she said, not even looking at me. "But only until we figure custody." Custody. Like that was just a line you drop in the kitchen. So Amanda was back, sort of. She moved into our guest room like a hotel guest, walked around in silk robes, and started treating the house like it was her property, and I was the one crashing on the couch. She barely looked at the kids, let alone helped with anything. All she did was text, scroll, and disappear. Then came the papers. She served me with divorce documents, via courier, like I was a stranger. In the file, she asked for full custody and child support. For all 4 kids. I was floored. "You barely talked to them," I said, stunned. "You were gone for weeks." Her response? "That's none of the court's business. You make more money on paper, so figure it out." Oh, and here's the kicker. Mason was paying for her legal team. The dude who broke up my family is now funding her attack on it. It felt surreal. I tried to reason with her. "Amanda, this isn't just about us. The kids need stability. They need you." She rolled her eyes. "Don't act like some saint. You were never enough. I faked everything, Jake. All those years. I was just surviving. That broke something in me. I wasn't perfect. I worked long hours, missed date nights, sometimes fell asleep on the couch. But I loved her. I loved our life. And I thought that counted for something. Clearly not. And then, just when I thought I'd seen it all, another bomb dropped. A reporter showed up outside my house. Camera in hand. Microphone ready. "Mr. Walker, do you have a comment on the rumored engagement between Amanda Walker and Mason Taylor?" Engagement. They were getting engaged. And we weren't even divorced yet. After the reporter ambushed me with that question about their engagement, I went into full panic mode. I hadn't even signed the divorce papers yet, and she was already planning a wedding with the guy who wrecked our home. I called Amanda that night. She didn't answer. Instead, she posted a photo on Instagram, her and Mason on a private yacht, her hand on his chest, flashing a massive diamond ring. Caption: "My real life starts now." My phone lit up like a Christmas tree. Friends, family, co-workers, even my boss asked, "Are you okay, man?" Was I okay? Not even close. Our kids saw it, too. My oldest, Ryan, is 12. He walked into the kitchen holding his iPad and asked, "Dad, is Mom marrying that soccer guy?" I had no words. The worst part? Amanda didn't even try to explain anything to them. No sit down, no family talk. Just Instagram announcements and press coverage. Suddenly, she was everywhere. On talk shows, podcasts, talking about finding herself after years of being stuck. She painted me as the cold, absent husband who never appreciated her. And Mason? He was her savior. I was losing my family and my reputation at the same time. Then came the court hearing. Amanda showed up in designer heels with a celebrity lawyer and 2 assistants. I came with a folder and my cousin as emotional support. She didn't even look at me, just whispered and giggled with her team. The judge asked if there was any hope for reconciliation. I said yes. Amanda laughed and said, "Absolutely not." That moment hurt more than anything she'd done before, because I realized she wasn't coming back. Not to me, not to the kids, not to any version of the life we built. She was gone. After the court hearing, things got even messier. Amanda didn't just want out, she wanted everything. Full custody, alimony, the house, even our old dog, Toby. And Mason? He was backing her at every step, like this was a power play. But here's where it really hurt. The kids. At first, they were confused. Sad. They missed their mom. Of course, she was barely home. But when she started having them over at Mason's penthouse on weekends, the tone changed. "Mom's place has a pool inside the building," my 8-year-old said once, wide-eyed. "Yeah, and Mason let us ride jet skis," another chimed in. They were kids. They didn't understand the betrayal. All they saw was shiny, new, and fun. Amanda started spoiling them: phones, sneakers, video game systems. Meanwhile, I was clipping coupons just to get through groceries. I wasn't angry at the kids. I was heartbroken for them. But it got worse. One night, I overheard my daughter on a FaceTime call saying, "I wish I could live with mommy forever. Daddy's boring." It crushed me. I had been the one up at 2 a.m. when she had the flu. I had been the one cooking, cleaning, helping with homework while Amanda was off in another city. And now I was the boring one. Amanda didn't help. She started planting ideas in their heads. "Wouldn't it be better if you just stayed with me?" she'd ask them casually, while handing over new iPads. She was trying to buy their love. And it was working. I sat in my bedroom that night, alone, staring at our wedding photo, the same one I hadn't taken down. I barely recognized her anymore. I barely recognized me. But something snapped inside. I wasn't going down like this. If she wanted war, she was going to get it. Amanda's attempts to buy the children's affection and push for full custody left me feeling cornered. I realized that being passive would only lead to losing my kids entirely. It was time to take action. I sought legal counsel, aiming to protect my rights as a father. My attorney advised me to document everything: Amanda's absences, her neglect of parental duties, and any instances where she prioritized her new relationship over our children's well-being. Meanwhile, I made a conscious effort to strengthen my bond with the kids. I organized family outings, helped with their school projects, and maintained open communication. I wanted them to feel secure and loved, despite the turmoil. One evening, while helping Ryan with his homework, he confided, "Dad, I miss how things used to be. It's fun at Mom's new place, but it doesn't feel like home." His words reaffirmed my resolve. I knew that flashy gifts couldn't replace the stability and love that a dedicated parent provides. As the custody battle loomed, I braced myself for the challenges ahead, determined to fight for my family. Just when I thought the custody battle would be the peak of the drama, something completely unexpected happened. Mason got injured. A career-threatening knee injury during an international match. I saw it live on TV. He collapsed on the field, clutching his leg. Amanda was in the stands, screaming his name like it was her life that had just shattered. Suddenly, the press was all over them again. But this time it wasn't yacht photos or engagement rumors. It was uncertainty. Speculation. Will Mason Taylor ever play again? The money slowed down. The sponsorships paused. Mason went quiet. And so did Amanda. She came back to the house one morning unannounced. No glam makeup. No designer heels. Just sweatpants and a messy bun. For the first time in over a year, she looked like the woman I used to know. She sat down at the kitchen table and said, "I don't know what I'm doing anymore." I was stunned. After everything, now she wanted to talk? She didn't say she was sorry. She didn't ask for forgiveness. But she was clearly unraveling. Mason wasn't the golden ticket she thought he'd be. And her fantasy life? It had cracks all over it. I didn't say much. I just listened. But what really threw me off? The kids didn't run to her. They looked at her, hesitated, then kept playing in the other room. She noticed, and I saw it hit her, that the people she'd left behind, they had started moving on. 3 months passed. Amanda kept visiting the house more often, not to see the kids, but to ask questions. About bills. About insurance. About life. The shine of luxury had dulled. Mason, now on crutches, wasn't the jet-setting superstar anymore. Rumors said his club was quietly cutting ties. Then, out of nowhere, Amanda asked, "Can we talk, alone?" We sat in the backyard, the same spot where we once planned our kids' birthday parties. "I made a mistake," she said quietly. "I thought I wanted more, but I didn't know what I was trading. I expected that. What I didn't expect." She pulled out a folded letter. "Mason wants to leave me." I blinked. "What?" "He says he needs to focus on recovery. But I found out he's been seeing someone else. A model. 23. He flew her to Milan while I was home with the kids." Oh, the irony. She started crying. And then asked to come back. Said she'd do whatever it takes. Said she missed being a family. Said the kids deserved both parents. And here's the twist. I said no. Because by then, I had met someone. Her name was Claire. She worked at the kids' school. We bonded over school fundraisers, late pickup lines, and coffee shop conversations that turned into something real. Something honest. She knew my story. All of it. And she stayed. Amanda blinked like she'd been slapped. "You're with someone?" I nodded. Calm. At peace. She stood there, stunned. For once, she had nothing to say. I didn't celebrate. I didn't gloat. I just walked back into the house where my kids were laughing in the living room and closed the door behind me. The final whistle had blown. And this time, I won.